So just like many other things which people not necessarily understand clearly, and what happens is over time they start creating their own conceptions about it. I feel computing is not so different in that way. uh, I see a lot of students creating their own conceptions about computing or computer science as a field. I thought it was necessary for me to briefly go over them. The first and the most dangerous misconceptions students have about computing is that it is extremely difficult. And I think this is bullshit. Computing is an art of taking complex problem statements and breaking them down into smaller pieces. And this is what we call abstraction. We take something highly complex and break it down into smaller, manageable things that we can actually solve. So think of computing just like any other skill. It takes time to learn at first, so there is this initial learning curve, but once you get a knack of it, it becomes easy. It's just like learning a bicycle. Initially, you will fall several times, but you don't have to give up. You try and try again and again, and eventually you ride effortlessly. Next, some people also believe that you have to be great at math to learn computer science. Well, we do use logic and discrete math to some extent, but it is nothing like the math that you have learned in your high school. As long as you think about a problem in a structured way and have a bias towards analytical thinking, I think you'll enjoy computing. Also, most people think that learning computing or computer science is same as learning programming. As computer scientists, we do need to learn a few programming languages, but there is more to this craft than just learning a few pieces of syntax. If you have your basics right and get comfortable with one or two programming languages, picking up a new one is not that difficult. And the last one that I want to talk is most people believe that computer scientists or engineers are geeks who sit in front of their desks whole day and work along in their cubicles. In fact, I believe the same, and that's why I didn't choose computing in initial years of my undergrad education. The truth is that in today's age, it is highly difficult to build anything of value working alone. We often work in a group, collaborating with other members of our team, creative folks, designers, subject matter experts. So please wash away the image that you have in your mind that you will end up becoming a hacker sitting in a closed room and coding all night. I mean, if you like doing that, there is no one stopping you, but for most of you, there is not going to be the case.